Hey everyone, welcome back to Topher Drives, where today you join me on top of a mountain in Southern California with this, a 2023 Bentley Continental GTC V8. This is powered by a turbocharged 4-liter V8. It makes 542 horsepower and 568 pound-feet of torque. And we're going to go for a drive. We're going to drive it on this mountain road, I suppose down the mountain road, and I'm thrilled because I have never driven a Bentley Continental. In fact, I didn't even drive it to this spot right here. You guys are going to get my very raw first impressions. The other two cars that I'm with today, being driven by Charlie from Daily Motor and Tedward, are both out right now. They're out filming, so I'm alone here with the Bentley. And before we take it out on the road, let's show you what it looks like. The absolute poster car for Rodeo Drive, for Beverly Hills in general. It looks fantastic. This car is finished in dragon red, and it has a cricket ball and beluga interior. Absolutely stunning spec in this car, and well, I'm thrilled to take it for a drive. This is the Azure trim, kind of a mid-grade level here for the GTC. Let's pop the hood. Very nice FJ Cruiser going by. There it is, the 4-liter V8, shared powertrain with some other Volkswagen Auto Group products. That should be no surprise to any of you. And there is the Aston Martin DBX, another car that we're driving today. The sun is coming out just in time to show off this beautiful dragon red. This Bentley Continental GTC has tested about $350,000. You can see our absolutely massive front brakes. We have the $650 optional floating center caps that are weighted at the bottom, so they always have the upright B. Very important for if you are valeting this car somewhere. All of your center caps are always in the same place, and I think that that is proper, and you may as well have it. If you're spending $350,000 anyways, what's another 600 bucks? Press our B here on the badge. That opens up the boot, and even though this is a convertible, we still have a decently deep trunk, but I'll be honest with you guys, it's kind of small. You can see my backpack for scale, and this really silly color-matched license plate bracket that came in the trunk of the car, but not a ton of room in here. Okay, Charlie and I are going to see if we can figure out how to fit the wind deflector. Is that what this is called?
I think so. Wind screen, perhaps?
The last one of these we put on, we broke.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, this one's probably a bit more expensive than the last one. I imagine it's just a case of male into female sort of thing.
Yeah, you're familiar with that, right? Oh, wait a minute. It bends, right?
Oh,
so
yeah.
If we do, the whole thing should flex, right?
Isn't it? Yeah,
There
it
we
has to.
go.
There we go.
Look at that.
That's the ticket.
That's German engineering right there. This will be the quietest car
In
that
the
we have.
world.
Yes.
Yes, thank you, sir. Okay, let's get into the Bentley Continental now and go for a drive now that my colleagues have returned. This will be...
Hey, do you guys want to eat, or do you want to just keep driving?
I would like to eat.
This country store and beer garden that we passed is 4.8 stars. It's an American restaurant. 7 minutes away. I saw that.
Those are good. Let's get all the mud off of my feet. And this doesn't have power doors in a sense that there's a button, but all you have to do is tug on it a little bit, and the door will shut. And it delivers the seatbelt to you very politely. Start stop button right here in the middle. Fires that 4-liter V8 to life, and the screen flips, which I absolutely love. And I've always wanted to do this on a Bentley. Hold on. Oh yes, analog gauges, so sick. Outside air temperature, a compass, and a stopwatch. Very, very cool. More cars should have things like that. I absolutely adore that feature in this car. It's my colleague.
Would you rather have American or Mexican?
Ooh.
I know you guys had tacos last night.
I would probably pick tacos again, honestly.
Okay, we'll do that then.
Okay. All right, maiden voyage here in the Continental GT. Let's put it into drive. Actually, I want to see our camera situation. Pretty nice. Very cushy suspension, good for off-roading. Following Charlie in the Huracan Storado. Oh my God! Well, you guys aren't going to be able to hear this Bentley very well at all. We'll give him a little bit of room. Big grunt, lots of torque from this 4-liter V8. We have our nav screen on the cluster, so analog gauges it is. Let's put this thing into sport mode. Try out some manual shifting here. Never underestimate the big Bentley. This thing is properly quick. Semi truck letting us by, very polite. Thank you, sir. Ooh, feel those brakes. Right, so sometimes when you drive cars like this that are just so serene, it is hard to come up with driving impressions, and I do think that that is kind of the point behind some of these Bentleys and Rolls-Royce cars. But what's always so funny to me is how quick they make these things. It's absolutely unbelievable the speed at which this 5,000-pound convertible can move. I mean, it's just unreal. And the low-down torque, you really don't even feel like you need to rev this thing out super high. Lightning fast gear changes from this automatic gearbox. A couple little burbles there. It's a little zesty. Oh, this is just so cool. See what this Bentley's got. That is a whoosh. Absolute. Oh man, that is quick. Get a ton of feel from this steering. ride is so sorted though. I'm in sport mode and I'm just like sitting on a cloud. Tuck it in. Just enjoy the ride. There's no blusteriness in here at all. Okay, yeah, this thing can boogie. Lord knows what these brakes are going through right now. Very peculiar, and I am having to learn this car a bit, as this is my maiden voyage, but I don't know that I've ever driven anything that the sensation of speed is almost hidden. What a road, what a group of cars. Also, after just getting out of that Aston Martin DBX, what a night and day difference it is with these seats. I mean, hello motorcycles. I just feel like I'm sitting on a couch from the 1970s. It's just kind of like soaking me in. Oh, and the leather is so soft. I could get used to this. It's a nice C1 Corvette. Hello, sir. He's adjusting his straps. Give me drive. Oh, and it just goes completely silent. And it's just serenity. I mean, what do you expect? It's a Bentley. I think this is where we're having lunch. Pull off for a second here. Steering in here is light, maneuverability wise. Obviously not as light as steering in, say, a Rolls Royce or even the Bentayga. I don't know necessarily where the parking spots are. I don't know that that is it. Go into reverse, please. I'm just going to park behind the Aston Martin here, because I don't think next to it is a spot. Super quick rack. Front camera to gauge where I'm at. Nice. Let's put it in park, and let's put this roof up. That's it. Roof sequence complete. Let's shut it off. Okay, we'll be back. Well, it's a couple days later and Southern California has decided to get much wetter, but we're gonna go out in the Bentley Continental and give you some final thoughts on what this thing has been like to live with this week. But first we gotta just appreciate this lineup here. The Serato, the Bentley, and then unfortunately kicked to sit outside in the rain, the Aston Martin DBX 707. Oh, this poor car. I feel bad even getting it out to drive it in the rain, but it must be done. So let's jump into the Bentley and squeeze it out of the garage. Tedward is gonna come out and move the Aston Martin over just a hair so I can get this thing outside. The nice thing about these doors is they have no real fixed position, so they'll stay pretty much anywhere. Let's get a cold start. Man, that 4-liter V8 makes a nice sound. Success. No scrapage. All right. Let me get settled back in here to the Bentley. It is always a little tough driving 4 cars back to back to back to back, especially when you're not super familiar with any of them. But I want to talk about what it's been like living with this Bentley. No idea where I'm going anyways, so why not just stare at some beautiful analog gauges. It's kind of what this car is all about to me. It is just bliss and pure relaxation. The only thing I will say is when you're in just the normal drive mode, the Bentley mode, or if you go one over into comfort, it has this really weird sway back and forth. It's very underdamped and unsettled, which is unsettling to me as the driver. Ooh, big puddle. Yeah, naturally, while we're out here in California, it's decided to be, I think I heard the mayor of Los Angeles say, the 10th wettest the city's ever been. It sounds like a weird thing to even say, but apparently this is how it is. I guess LA is completely flooded, so we're gonna stay here. I wanted to do like this really cool road trip to Beverly Hills, to like go down Rodeo Drive and everything in this car, but unfortunately with everything up there being under like a foot of water, I just don't think that that's gonna happen. From a daily driving standpoint though, this car is just everything that you'd imagine. It's cozy, it's smooth, it's effortless, and it's a little bit numb when you're in the B Bentley drive mode and comfort drive mode, but flicking this thing into sport really wakes it up, and you guys saw all of that earlier in the Canyon driving video when I had literally just gotten into this thing for the first time and had no real idea about any of it, but I've grown to appreciate it a little bit more, and it's been really cool to just spend a couple of days in a Bentley Continental GT. Spent a couple days in the Bentayga last year, and I emerged from that experience thinking, well, that wasn't too impressive, but this is what a Bentley should feel like. This feels like proper Bentley, and of course, they've been making the Continental now for like 20 years. I want to say 2003, 2004, somewhere around there is when this thing started, and they've had a lot of time to build on that, and they've really brought it up to the modern era. This latest redesign just does it for me. It's such a good look. I just love this car. It's like Grove Street. Look at that. Not actually, of course, but I feel like I'm in San Andreas. Good turning circle. I love the grunt of this V8 and just kind of the angry nature of it, which is so funny in a Bentley because we've always just known them with the quiet, silky smooth W12s, but I think the V8 in this car is kind of cool. It's almost villainous. Looks up pretty well in the rain there. It is properly quick, as you all saw in the beginning of the video. I don't know, I just wanted to wrap this video up. I feel like I didn't really get a good conclusion in the first half of the video, and to be honest with you guys, it's been pure chaos because our filming was supposed to be spread out over 4 or 5 days, and it ended up being spread out over a day and a half. So the 4 of us trying to get into all of these cars and get like proper takes on them, it's just been kind of a lot. So I appreciate you for hanging out and watching these videos. We're gonna hop on the highway for a second and see what this thing is like. Top up going down the highway. We'll observe NVH, give you guys a little bit of ASMR with the rain, and then we'll wrap up. This is nice. You know what's funny about this? We're gonna go back into our normal drive mode. I have found that I really do enjoy driving this car in sport mode. It's one of those things that I generally don't enjoy in most cars because it holds gears too long, it stiffens up the ride too much, but this car honestly feels the most dialed in and the most livable when it's in sport mode. I feel like it's trying to simulate too much comfort and too much cushiness when you're in its other drive modes. Steering wheel in this car. We'll toggle that on. I've got to say, whoever spec'd this car, good job, because it looks absolutely fantastic. The cricket ball accents here on the interior with the Dragon Red 2 exterior paint. And how could I have not mentioned yet this ZF 8-speed automatic transmission? I mean, it really goes without saying, and I do talk about it in every video where I drive a car with this. It is just the most dialed in, telepathic automatic transmission. I absolutely love it. And it's right at home here in the Bentley. It's so funny to me because it's here in this Bentley and it's in a lot of things. I mean, anything from this Bentley to a Dodge Hellcat, you can have this ZF 8-speed automatic, and in every setting, it's just flawless, and they're able to tune it in such a way that it fits the characteristics of each car, and kudos. If every car just had this automatic transmission, the world would be a better place. I mean, obviously cars that are manual, cars that are already automatic, if they all had this transmission, we'd be in good shape. It's nice to have things like this. When you're paying $350,000 for a car, to be able to push a button, have your modern day 2024 infotainment, but then to just take a step back in time, forget that you're in the modern era, and just see that is just pure elegance. In typical Michigan form, I am in an t-shirt when it's 56 degrees and raining here in Southern California. to show my dominance to all of the people walking around in puffy winter coats and boots. A golf club. Oh, I should go there. Have I just... Oh yeah, okay, well, let's go ahead and wrap the video up here. I guess I just wanted to... Oh, this is rideshare parking. Yeah, that's fine. Bump. Just wanted to give you guys a little bit more of a drive here in the Bentley Continental. And you see that bit of unsettledness? I don't know if you guys could see that on camera, but the car literally rocks back and forth when you go over something like this. Yeah, it's very strange. Cool. All right, well, I mean, to sum this thing up, it is the absolute peak gentlemen's or ladies or whoever express. And if you have the means, if you have the $350,000, your armrests are heated, you look awesome doing whatever you're doing, arriving with the floating center caps, and it's just a nice place to be. It's not overdone. Everything in here is classy, though I do wish the vents were metal instead of plastic. But yeah, I'm a big fan of this thing, and it's been cool to spend the week with it. So I hope you guys have gotten some taste of what it's been like to live and drive with this Bentley Continental GTC Azure. If you want to get more in-depth driving impressions, head over to one of the other 3 channels, TheTopher, Tedward, or Daily Motor. They all have videos on this car as well if you'd like an alternative take. But that's going to wrap it up here for Topher Drives. Let's shut her off. That's so cool. And we'll take one last look at this thing out in the rain. Oh, it's not so bad. The highway's loud. Okay. All right, cool, guys. Well, thank you for hanging out with me this week. And we'll see you in the next video. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.